Welcome, everybody, to our next presenter interview. I am Rob Lee. I'm the chair of the convention or the conference communications committee. And today I am joined by Mr. Scott Bergman. Scott, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, Robert. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Now, remind me again, where are you calling in from?
Omaha, Nebraska, so the Heartland.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, now that we're at the end of March Madness or getting to the near end of it, are you looking forward to Nebraska Cornhusker football again?
I'm coming off of a high. I was a collegiate wrestler myself in
Mhm.
NCAA, and Nebraska had it. I know people are watching March Madness. My March Madness was the NCAA championships for wrestling, and we. I don't know if we could. I don't know if anybody's gonna beat Penn State, but we're very very happy with the second place showing and a couple national champs. So I'm still coming off my high of a good wrestling performance. But yeah, I'm excited to roll into spring and summertime for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Now I can tell you this. I grew up in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I know you
Yeah,
corn-fed Nebraskans are big people by
yeah.
nature, so
Uh-huh.
I can only imagine how it is that you just destroy the little people like us from Wyoming that
All right. Hey, you
don't
guys
really
are
have
pretty tough.
anything but bull wrestling and steer
Uh-huh.
roping and all that.
Hey, don't doubt Wyoming. You guys are pretty tough too.
Yeah, yeah, we've got our talents. So
Uh-huh.
now speaking of talents, you're an AI guy, I'm an AI guy.
Hmm.
What took you on this journey to incorporating this new technology into your real estate experience?
Yeah, great question. It feels like at the turn of almost every decade or so, there's a new piece of technology, a new toy. And um, and honestly, just like everybody else, I caught wind of it and started to mess around with it and realized, holy cow, the potential power it had. And this is about 3 years ago when it was getting a little bit more mainstream. Um, and me, when I sprint, and I call them passion sprints. When you're flipping over those rocks and find something interesting you never thought you'd have interest in, and you go on that 6 month, 8 month, year sprint of deep diving into a depth of knowledge, and you come up for air, and you realize, holy cow, I've now learned a ton that benefits me. What can I do to spread the word and make AI accessible and find a way to translate the benefits of AI in a way that doesn't scare people? Because I think just like with anything new, AI when it first kind of rolled out, there was the initial fear, which is to be expected. But I think we've kind of now come to a point where our industry itself has kind of overcame that a bit, and we're in a little bit more we have a little bit more openness to use it. And so now, I'm excited to continue to progress and put AI in agents' hands and help them achieve things they didn't think they could achieve through the phone in their pocket or the chat GPT they have on their computer. Yeah.
Mhm. So, I mean, one of the things that I love it for is the fact that I get to do what I love most, which is spend
Hmm.
time getting yelled at by my two beautiful little girls and
Yeah.
hugging and loving and making sometimes inappropriate comments to my wife. But I have this
Uh-huh.
tremendous amount of time. And I saw on
Yeah.
your Instagram profile you put the first thing you put was dad of five. The second thing you
Hmm.
put was steak lover and then real estate agent. So,
Hmm.
I mean, explain to people how this experience over the last
Yeah.
couple of years has given you the freedom to connect to your
Hmm.
life in ways that you didn't think possible.
Absolutely. In our industry, in any entrepreneur journey, and in real estate specifically, our time is our life. And I feel, there's one of my favorite quotes, and I think Denzel Washington said it at a commencement speech. He said, "Never mistake movement for progress."
Hmm.
And I really feel like in this industry, as be it solo agents, team leaders, broker owners, we often have a hard time getting ahead of the movement and getting to the progress. And I think what AI has really allowed me to do is to lean into it, to automate, to communicate at a level, even at minimum with my clients and the people around me, to make sure that I'm serving at the highest level I can. and that in itself, through a few clicks of a button and a couple prompts and an hour and a half or so of work, if you even call it that at this point, I am using AI to be the assistant that I've overpaid for in the past and truly never really got in the first place. To then give myself back the time to be dad, to be coach, to be every ounce of who my Instagram profile says I
Hmm.
am, and just be present in the moment because of AI and what it's been able to put back into my pocket, or even I'd even say take me to another level when it comes to being able to provide quality service.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I know one of the common fears I have from the people that I work with in the real estate industry is ChatGPT never sounds like me. There's no sense of
Yeah.
personality. You can tell everything's written from AI. And then I
Mm-hmm.
show them the things that I write with AI,
Mm-hmm.
and they're blown away by it. So,
Yeah.
how do you get over that hump?
Mm.
Because we know that the lie that you have to work 24/7, we also know that it's a misunderstanding that you can't use AI as your assistant to reflect your values and your personal goals. How do you have that conversation with people?
Absolutely. And one, kudos at first for not wanting it to sound anything other than authentic. I think one
Hmm.
of the biggest fears when it comes to AI is the loss of authenticity. And what you got to remember is when the pendulum swings one way or the scale leans one way, it erases the value of the opposite side. So I'd argue that with those who are using it inauthentically, in mass production, if you will, without truly honing in on ways to perfect it to match style, tone, etc. When you have a mass production of use of AI, it's only going to raise the value of authenticity. And so the bigger question is, okay, how do you balance authenticity with AI? And you can't spell authenticity without AI.
Hmm.
Um, so you know when you if you're afraid that AI doesn't sound like you, um, one, acknowledge the fact that it doesn't know you, and that's probably a good thing. That's at the end of the day, that's what everybody's afraid of. It's going to steal my identity and who I am, and my social security number, my birthday, and that's it's not here to do that. You still have the power over the enter button. That no one's taken that away from me yet. The submit
Hmm.
button. So when it comes to honing in on AI and perfecting it for your tone, what you and I are doing right now, video, for example. One of my favorite things to do, and I'm sure you get this recommendation as well, you're not going to get a better version of me as an agent than me sitting behind a camera and running my mouth. That's what we all do best.
Hmm.
At least we're orators by nature. So for those who don't know how to tone, I challenge you, pop your phone open, have a natural conversation with yourself. Don't say you don't do it. We all do it in the shower. It's fine.
Of course, everywhere.
And I exactly, and I challenge you, take that transcript, upload it into the million systems and platforms you have. Grab that transcript and just blend it in one little chat. Say, here's if you've done video before, if you've done a single video, I encourage you to extract that transcript. If you've done dozens, 2 dozens, 5 dozens, take them all. I don't care. Blend it into AI and say, hey, I'm going to give you 5 transcripts from videos that I've done in the past. I want you to analyze those transcripts, and I want you to provide me a very, very detailed style and tone of communication,
Hmm.
and then ask me any relevant questions to perfect that style. And then from that, as you know, and I know some people out there know, you can go and um, save those to your settings. You can put them off to the side somewhere. You got to use it for it to understand you.
Hmm.
Without use of it, just like any other relationship, without an understanding of the person that you're working with, how do you expect it to? So if it doesn't sound like you, it's not its fault, it's yours. Um, Challenge yourself. And if you're not an order by nature, you are battery powered individuals in the industry, kudos to you. If writing is your most authentic and natural form of communication, go find 5 of your favorite written pieces you've done, blogs, emails. I don't care if they're text messages, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, Take those, blend them up, say, provide me back my style, And what you'll find really interesting is when you have perfected your style, it's very eye-opening. And it also you'll find authentic communication, and then over time just continue to feed the tone, feed the tone, feed the tone. And I never have to worry now about whether a script sounds like me, whether an email sounds like me, whether a text sounds like me. I challenge you to you're already putting out great content, be it video or written content. If that's your if you wanted to understand your style, just you're doing the hard work. Just plug that into AI and say, "This is who I am," and ask it for an output.
Yeah, it's funny. I think anybody that uses AI will look at you and say your prompts are largely meaningless. It's the data that you have, it's the intelligence that you have, it's the
Hmm.
content that you have that really makes the platform and those prompts far more
Hmm.
valuable. So I think you've
Hmm.
given us a good preview of your
Hmm.
session, but what's that one nugget that you want to
Mm.
tease people with? If you could say in 30 seconds, we're standing next to each other in an elevator,
Yeah.
what's your session
Uh,
about?
if you wanted to show up for a single presentation and have your eyes opened to platform systems and procedures to integrate into every ounce of your AI during a daily basis, from the way that you do video, from the way that you do transaction coordination, from the way that you stage houses, from the way that you write contracts, and from the way you do your website and marketing. If you want to go to one presentation and get just a taste of ways to make all of those tasks you do on a daily basis a whole lot easier, you should probably show up to the AI presentation I'm going to give you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, everybody, you heard it here first. Scott is going to absolutely blow your mind with what AI can do for you and your business. And thankfully, there's going to be a ton of AI content at this conference, not just Scott, but I'll be talking about it as well as a few other presenters. But it sounds like what Scott here is that nugget that you can expect to change your life. And the only way that you can get that nugget is by going to riaconference.com, hitting that register button, flying out to Myrtle Beach or driving or hitchhiking, whatever way that you want to. You got to be there for what Scott's going to say. And every single one of our presenters, early bird rates are going on right now. And I can tell you from talking with Jennifer Nicely, our incoming president, Myrtle Beach is a fantastic place to bring the family, bring your learning shoes, bring everything you can, because guys like Scott are going to change your life. Scott, thanks for talking with us for a few moments today. And thanks for sharing what it is that we can expect from your session.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. And I'm excited to see you guys at Myrtle Beach.